Minister, the response to childcare needs, especially with respect to the frontline healthcare workers and essential workers, has overall been disappointing. I do accept that it's an issue complicated by public health advice, but the fact remains that the approach to date has been fragmented and marked by much confusion. I do note that on May the 1st you issued a statement saying that existing registered childcare services will be invited to participate in overseeing the provision of childcare in the homes of healthcare and essential workers from the 18th of May. Minister, that is almost 2 weeks away, and I know that it is of great concern to these workers who are doing fantastic work in our communities, and they have to be commended. Initially, it was reported a fortnight ago that the HSE had estimated that more than 8,000 healthcare staff are in need of childcare support, but subsequently another report estimated that the figure was actually much higher. So it does show that there is an urgent need for quick action. And in a sense, I want to ask if it's acceptable that a voluntary scheme that aims to respond to this will not be in place until the 18th of May. I mean, it is putting those workers under incredible pressure. And I would ask, can actions be taken urgently? Can a process be sped up? And maybe the bureaucratic, whatever difficulties are holding it up, could they be dealt with? And I'd just like you to take that on board and answer that question. Another issue I would like to raise here this evening relates to how child welfare is being prioritised in this time of crisis. As I understand it, TUSLA, as a critical service provider of essential frontline services for children and families, remains engaged in several key areas: child protection and children in care, emergency out-of-hours services, and domestic, sexual and gender-based violence services. I did note the comments made by the Chief Executive of TUSLA, Bernard Gloucester, that all referrals or concerns about children are being screened and assessed in line with normal practice, and that where a child is at immediate risk, they will receive an immediate protective response. However, the Chief Executive did also note that TUSLA are seeking indications that the number of referrals to child protection and welfare services are lower than usual at this time. Some of this may be down to school closures and the lowering of referrals through that route, but some of it may be more concerning. Are you certain that TUSLA is capable of responding to the potential scale of this problem? I know my colleague Deputy McGrath has previously noted from his research on this matter that a shocking 248,000 referrals across all categories of abuse, including physical and sexual, were made to TUSLA during the period 2011 to 2018. Those children are still out there and they need our assistance. We have to ensure that child welfare remains a top priority, and I hope the Minister will engage with this particular aspect during her reply. The third issue that I wish to raise here this evening relates to the concerns that have emerged in terms of the increase in the incidence of domestic and gender-based violence. From what I can see, there are clear indications that the number of such incidents are increasing over the last few months. And I will conclude by asking the Minister the following questions. Minister, could you please outline the practical support measures that you have put in place to respond to this in terms of increased refuge supports or access to volunteer helplines? And I wish to also mention that I'm very aware that there is currently a chronic lack of refuge supports and services in County Laois. And I would ask the Minister to put emergency services such as refuge services in place immediately, because it has been raised a number of times.